Sometimes they say traveling is better with friends, and this was definitely one for the books. So last year, my friends and I went to the country of Panama for a few days, and my experience there was unexpected, but in a good way. I hope you enjoy my vlog for my friends and I having a good time, from exploring the city, to the nature, and to the nightlife. But be sure to stay after the vlog so I can give you my overall review of my experience there. Let's go. So one of the first things you probably noticed about the vlog was the architecture from the city, from up close and afar. From afar, the white skyscrapers all looked the same to me, but as we drove through the city, as we got closer, I did appreciate all the small details in the architectural design for each building. I feel like this is the first country that I've been to where it almost felt like two cities in one, and somehow they just both felt very in sync. The downtown portion, when it came to those skyscrapers, was definitely a fun time, especially when it came to the nightlife. But during the day where our Airbnb was located was in this outer smaller city where we did most of our walking from the vlog, so you could see that there was definitely a lot to do and places to go. I would say from the smaller city, it's not walking distance to downtown where the skyscrapers are, but it's literally only like a 10-minute drive. I loved all the random art displayed throughout the city, along with the different colors of the inner city buildings that felt so vibrant. And if you like gambling, I do believe that they did have good casinos there. However, we didn't hit those up because we were too busy in the club every night eating tacos. And that right there threw me off. I don't think I've ever seen that before, having a taco bar in the club. Although I think I was the only one out of my friend group to not try one of the tacos, and I regret that. I mean, I don't know, it was just a lot going on, right? Usually when you go to a club, you expect people, dancing, music. The last thing you expect is a taco bar. But next time I'm eating tacos, I'm adding it to the bucket list as we speak. No more missed opportunities, all right? Don't be like me. With this country, it felt like your excursions had to be planned in advance in regards to your time spent there, because some of them could take a half a day or even up to a full day. One day we went to a resort, as you saw from the vlog, and obviously resorts in general can take up to the whole day, right? Because there's so much to do there. But this, I would say, was definitely worth it because of the price. It was definitely a low-key resort, just a few people there, and the food was okay. It wasn't nothing crazy. I do remember that they had a buffet, but once the buffet shut down, all they had at the end of the day was serving hot dogs, which was kind of disappointing if you were really starving towards the end of the day. Another day felt like, you know what, we're in Panama, but before we leave, let's not forget, we have to check out the Panama Canal. I would say this took around a half a day to get done, since the main point of this excursion was to visit Monkey Island. In order to reach Monkey Island, you have to take a boat on the Panama Canal that takes around a half hour just to get there. This was definitely a relaxing part of the trip, since the nature was very calm and surreal, just knowing you're on the Panama Canal, which has so much history behind it. You might have noticed from the vlog, but there was a Singapore cargo boat passing through at the very moment. I never knew this, but at the entry point, there were mini tugboats to help guide the large cargo ships slowly through the mini gap. And the water in this section reduces in volume, and there's also actually 3 lanes for boats to pass through. The 2 lanes are pretty standard, I believe, for the boats to squeeze through, but from one of the lanes, I think it was the one where the tugboats help, there's only 2 feet allowed, so you can imagine how slow a large ship like that has to be moving to have only 2 feet of space to get through. Some interesting facts I found out about the canal is that obviously it's Panama's #1 revenue source, but also for a large cargo ship like that, it takes around 8 to 10 hours just to get through the canal, because otherwise, if it wasn't for the canal, if we didn't help create this, you would have to take your boat all the way around South America, and that could take around 15 days. A few more facts that I found out about the country of Panama in general is that the music genre, reggaeton, it actually originated in Panama, as in the roots of the music, the sounds. But the genre did become more popular in Puerto Rico. Panama's the first Latin American country to adopt US currency, which was very helpful for me. I don't know about my friends, but for me, right? Because when you're visiting somewhere, that's the last thing you want to think about and worry about, trying to do math in your head, trying to convert, make sure you're getting your money's worth. Now, I'm not sure if you guys knew this, but the size of the country of Panama is actually slightly smaller than the state of South Carolina. Plus, Panama was the first country outside of the US that Coca-Cola first sold its beverage back in 1906. Now, 2 remaining facts that I did not notice or realize when I was there was that the country has more bird species than the entire United States, with 986 compared to the US at 914. Besides those common birds from the vlog, I didn't really see that many other birds out there. I mean, I saw monkeys for sure. I thought I was gonna pull up to Monkey Island and it was just gonna be flooded with monkeys, right? Them monkeys were fiending for those grapes. I kept those monkeys away from me. I let them have it. I was recording it. I kept them away. And apparently, Panama is the only place in the world where you can see the sunrise on the Pacific and sunset on the Atlantic from the top of the highest point in the country. So we didn't get a chance to do this, unfortunately, but it does sound awesome. And I think we didn't do it because we just didn't know about it. And I'm not saying we could have done more research or we could have had more preparation. It's just when you're with friends, you're busy all the time. You hardly get any sleep. This is why sometimes it's better to hold off on the friends and go travel by yourself. Be solo, right? Because when you're with friends, you're out all day doing excursions, and then at night, you're partying all night. So how about we talking about catching sunsets? Next time, next vacation, I'm gonna schedule some time to catch up on some sleep. But overall, I feel like Panama is the place for me. Sometimes being in larger cities with higher population could be overwhelming, but Panama was just the right fit with friendly people, great local music and food, along with vibrant art and architecture. This should definitely be a place on your bucket list, so you can say you've been to the furthest country in Central America that connects North and South America while taking a boat to Monkey Island, and then afterwards, hit up the club and get you some tacos.
Taco Tuesday, I got the cheese. she tasting the Kool-Aid.
I hope this vlog and review was very helpful and insightful, and I know for most of my reviews, especially the travel reviews, I don't really include very specific information because this trip was months ago, and my vlogs in general are more so about showing off the feel and atmosphere of these locations. But definitely do more research and let me know down in the comments if you've been to Panama before or you plan on visiting. Consider liking this video and subscribing if you're new to the channel. This way you can stay updated with more fun reviews uploaded weekly. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.